Hey everyone, once again, we're looking at 201.225, which speaks to electronic rosters, although, as I've emphasized, these are much more than electronic rosters at this point. Take a look at No Ink's acquisition of bpro, look at the total vote feature set to understand what these can do. Let My People Go is a really nice documentary describing the details of that. But here we are looking at subdivision 2, number 10. Just as a reminder, these are the technology requirements that this electronic roster must contain only pre-registered voters within the precinct and not contain pre-registered voter data on voters registered outside of the precinct. Seems reasonable. Unless being utilized for absentee or early voting under Chapter 203B or for mail balloting on election day pursuant to Section 204B.45 subdivision 2A. 203B is a great place to check out uh, how complicated and complex the Minnesota election statutes are regarding mail balloting. 203B.121 is really where one could spend a lot of time. The Supreme Court of Minnesota has weighed in on a case regarding 203B.121, which I disagreed with. Um, but that is for another video. This highlighted section is just to point out, unless being utilized for absentee or early voting under 203B. In other words, these electronic rosters, they're iPads with internet connectivity either through a hotspot or directly now. In other words, there's already a connection going outside of the precinct, either to the county or the Secretary of State's office. But these iPads are able to get data for voters outside of their precinct. They're able to access that information. And so for the from the perspective of the implication of that uh, are several, but I think I'll let you think about what that might mean for yourself. Just noting that the Minnesota statutes make a specific point to allow this. That's all I have for you on this video. Thanks for your attention.